So hi, I'm Selina from Cheeky Rascals. I started Cheeky Rascals in 1996. So this year we celebrated our 25th anniversary, which was just amazing. So I started off working just D2C. So I was supplying people just mail order. This was before the days of the internet and all that sort of technology. And I built it up for a couple of years. I then started distributing to the shops, and that was the bit that really took off. And I think John Lewis was one of my early accounts that really started catapulting the business. We went to Khaos Control in 2006, and we've been a staunch supporter of it ever since. And I think the biggest thing that I can say is with our business is that it's changed enormously over the years. So we've been flipping from D2C, back to B2B, back to D2C, back to B2B as our primary market and channel to market. But the thing that has stayed with us all the time since 2006 has been Khaos. From a brand perspective, Cheeky Rascals started back in 1996 when I started it with a product very similar to this one here. So this is a bath support, and although you'll now see them in just about every shop in the country of various sorts, my bath support was the first one into the country, and I started supplying that on a D2C basis. Then not long after that, I started bringing in lots of other products where I had a bee in my bonnet that something wasn't actually available to British mums. And I then was working on a product called a kiddie board. And I thought, well, this is crazy. That's a thing that would be really useful if it would only fit an umbrella fold buggy. So I packed up my umbrella fold buggy and I sent it off to Sweden to this designer called Joran, who I still work with, and we designed the buggy board. So the buggy board has been something that you put a small child on the back of a pushchair on, and it has been the product that has been enormously successful in the UK and everywhere else in the world as well, and is still a big part of our business. Up until the point where we went with Khaos Control, I had been working on running the business on 3 different systems. So I was using QuickBooks for my accounts. I had programmed FileMaker Pro, which was another relational database to do all our order management and so on. And I was using an Excel spreadsheet to manage the stock. And the business was growing. At that point, I think we were around sort of £3.5 million worth of turnover. And managing the business on 3 different systems was a complete nightmare. And I didn't have the time to do that software development on FileMaker Pro to bring it all together and take the business where it needed to go. So I needed to get something that was scalable. I needed to get something that could work for both the D2C side of our business and the business-to-business side of the business. And I needed something that could do imports, I needed something that could do exports, I needed something that could do domestic, I needed something that could do lots of different brands. I needed the world, really. Khaos Control has always been the heart of the business ever since we started using it. Everybody in the business uses it to one level or another. And I think the evolution has been, no, I don't think it has been an evolution. I think it went in with a big bang, and it was then central to everything that we did. And we've just kept with that ever since. I think it's fair to say that everybody uses Khaos Control one way or another. Some people are on it day in, day out, every second of their working day. So the customer service team are obviously using all the sales orders and invoice manager functionality, and the accounts team are obviously using the whole accounts bit constantly. The marketing team, they will use the sales summary functionality to a large extent, and they've also been using a lot of the sort of web and channels functionality in actually managing all the various websites that we run. And then I think the person who, there's the warehouse, of course. The warehouse use it for printing out all of the delivery notes and dispatching everything. And the person in the business who uses it least is my husband, who sort of manages the business overall. And I think he's probably the uses it least because he's more into talking to everybody and managing the team than actually sitting at his desk playing with a computer. But apart from that, even the graphic designer will use it from time to time, just to look up some stock information that we will have that she needs to be building into some packaging for a product or something like that. So I think it is something that's used everywhere.
We run stock reports, full stock reports. Obviously, I mean, it's great with hundreds of SKUs, the system in itself being able to put all that information in one place and then score accurate information against a single product line, which is then very easily found within the system. Obviously that streamlines things massively. We would run a batch picking report, which would be say 10, 15 orders, and the system would then condense those orders down into one pick form. This also runs alongside our location system that we've got in place. So then Khaos allows us, it also brings those up alphabetized. So we can set the warehouse up in a way that you only ever have to make one full pass of the warehouse.
We were £3.5 million turnover when we started with Khaos Control, and this year we're going to be somewhere between 7 and 7.5 million. So it's already scaled for us. But it's also scaled in terms of people. I think when we started with it, we were just 5 people at Cheeky Rascals. We're now 26 people. So it can scale in whichever direction that we need to take it. What I need is a business system behind me that can flex as the market changes, and it is changing all the time. So what will the future hold? I've no idea. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as it keeps on changing, it's fun and interesting, and that's what counts. It integrates. So Khaos Control will integrate with the courier system. So we use a system called GFS, which is like a hub for a whole bunch of different couriers. So Khaos Control links with GFS, which links with all the couriers that we use, so that we can actually make sure that we can specify a particular courier for a particular parcel, depending on its destination, and make sure that it's as cost effective as possible to get it to our customer. I would see it as a partnership. I think both Cheeky Rascals and Khaos Control have grown up together. I think we're able to feed in ideas for system design, which when they come to fruition, Khaos Control are then able to sell on to other customers. So I think it's a good partnership. I would recommend Khaos Control to pretty much any product-led business who really wants to flex and to scale.